Hello viewers, welcome to this session. I am going to discuss Indian civilization and culture, a very popular essay by Mahatma Gandhi. Indian civilization and culture by Mahatma Gandhi is a very popular, famous and important essay. Before I talk about the subject matter of this essay, let me talk about life of Mahatma Gandhi and his works in brief. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, popularly known as Mahatma Gandhi, was born on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar in Gujarat, India. Gandhi ji died on 31st January 1948. Mahatma Gandhi was a very popular leader, advocate, freedom fighter, a spiritual leader, and what not. Mahatma Gandhi was declared the greatest man of the 20th century in the world. He was a citizen of the world. Mahatma Gandhi, who is popularly known as Bapu or the father of the nation, was more a spiritual leader than a politician. He successfully used truth and non-violence as the chief weapon against the British rule in India and helped India gain independence and freedom. From 1915 till 1948, he completely dominated Indian politics. He died at the hands of a fanatic on 30th January 1948. His autobiography, My Experiments with Truth, and the numerous articles that he wrote for Young India and the speeches that he delivered on different occasions reveal him not only as an original thinker but also as a great master of chaste, idiomatic, polished English prose. In this extract, Indian civilization and culture, Gandhiji talks about the sound foundation of Indian civilization, which has successfully withstood the passage of time. The Western civilization, which has the tendency to privilege materiality, cannot match the Indian civilization that elevates morality and moral being. Now let me talk about the essay Indian Civilization and Culture. In this essay, Mahatma Gandhi talks about many things. In the beginning or opening of the essay, Mahatma Gandhi writes, I believe that the civilization that India has evolved is not to be beaten in the world. Nothing can equal the seeds sown by our ancestors. Rome went, Greece shared the same fate. The might of the pharaohs was broken. Japan has become westernized. Of China, nothing can be said. But India is still somehow or other sound at the foundation. The people of Europe learn their lessons from the writings of the men of Greece or Rome, which exist no longer in their former glory. In trying to learn from them, the Europeans imagine that they will avoid the mistakes of Greece and Rome. Such is their pitiable conditions. Gandhi ji appreciates Indian civilization and culture. He emphatically says that he tries to establish the superiority of Indian civilization to Western civilization. As a man acquainted with the Western civilization, he points out the shortcomings and defects of the Western civilization. When he starts meeting peasants and staying in villages of India, he immediately perceived that there was something really enduring about the Indian civilization and culture. In the first place, he points out that in India, if certain things like the plough, the joint family, the prevalence of rural wage have continued, it is not because people here are lazy or are averse to change. Certain things have been allowed to continue because their value has been time tested. Moreover, the Indians have always understood the value of manual labor, manual work. Machines allow a quicker rate of work, but they are also associated with noise and risk of life. Working with hands is more dignified. Machines make us slave, but the use of hands in our work makes us healthier, stout, and prosperous. Secondly, civilization in true sense can never mean material pursuit or well-being. Civilization has to deal with conduct, and easy and polite interaction with human beings. A short stint in England convinced Mahatma Gandhi that the West valued artificiality and materiality and polished manners and outlook. As such, the Indian emphasis on nobility and gentleness, truthfulness and simplicity was correct and appropriate. Thirdly, Gandhiji noticed that the Indian people prefer to live in villages. Cities existed in India, but cities were filled with criminals and wrongdoers. Gandhiji noted that all kinds of shady characters lived in cities and towns, making life miserable and immoral. Criminal activities took place every moment in cities and towns. On the other hand, in a village where one was known to the entire populace of the village, one could always be moral in outlook and conduct. Lastly, Mahatma Gandhi felt that the Western civilization thrived on creating a multiplicity of wants, a state in which man found little time for civilization of goodness and purity. The Indians, on the other hand, have been taught to apply restraint in matters of physical and material needs, with the result that they can lead a quiet and peaceful and happy life. To conclude, the civilization and culture is one of the most educative, instructive and useful essay. Thanks a lot.